let me see your weapons real quick, and then you and I are going to keep a little secret. Let's see. Let's tap your button.
I think I got ignored a couple times, I thought.
Once. Oh, this has just stayed on there a while. That happens too. Rating. Need more to it though. So yeah, still don't really have anything out of it. So with that said,
So this is what I'm trying to understand. I guess the logistics of this. That so these words, these different frequencies are picking up these words from multiple one or multiple one. We don't know, right? And it's just I don't know what I can't understand about it. So we don't know who's saying any of this.
So we do, in a way.
We do. Because of where we're standing right now?
No. Because so far I don't feel like we have anything going on with your device yet.
Okay.
So it's scanning the radio. And you have to remember like there's gonna be little bits of radio stations, a song lyric, a commercial, a DJ's talking. It's scanning all of the FM stations right now.
Gotcha.
Over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
If it recognizes something out of its big dictionary, that's when it puts it on the screen. So the word permit may have come up in something on a, I don't know, they said something like Charleston needs its permits for the next rally or whatever. So it picked up the word permit and threw it on the screen. But there's going to be certain things that are going to pop up, maybe, that come up correlate with here. So we're going to do a little test. Okay. So I usually pull one person aside to do a little secretive test, so nobody else knows about it but us. So I have this colored flashlight with me. Okay. So what color do you see now? Okay, perfect. I use blue here because of the other. It has two other colors on it. And basically, what we just did is we're asking Eliza, tell us what color you just saw, but go tell one of the spirit boxes. So if they come back and they don't know the question, and they heard the word blue, super great. Now, the next location, I use the color green. I usually just flash it on my chest if we walk into it, because we're going to all be walking together. And I used to do it super quick. The ghost already knows that I ask the question every night. And I use green because it's an envious story. And then I use the color red for a bloody story later on. So again, it's not a matter of like, am I just doing this because I know the word blue is going to show up on a radio station? I have no idea what the radio station's on right now. So again, if they come back, we just asked her what color you saw. They might hear the color while we're here. Now last night, the funny thing is I didn't do this test. You know what happened? We walked into that alley and the word green showed up there. Like, it was almost like he called me out on it, like you didn't flash the damn green light, dude. Like it was like, you son of a bitch, are you kidding me right now? I was like, and I had to explain to him.
Because you usually do green at that site?
Yep. And because we walked in, it was a smaller group, so we were just kind of chit-chatting, and I forgot to flash the damn color. And again, it was just him calling me out.
So from site to site, it's usually the same spirits?
This location could be the whole family.
Right, but it would be the picnics. There wouldn't be.
We might get bleed over from Big
Joe
John.
Bloke. Gotcha. That's
what I call bleed over because we're still close enough in proximity. So that's where, like, when you asked me about the itinerary, I don't know the history of that particular building, but let's say that place had a history to it, and I knew it. And all of a sudden, like you said, Joe Bloke's coming through. I'm like, Eliza's not talking, guys. Let's go talk to Joe instead, because he said that this was happening and that was happening, and that's his birthday, and this was his kid. You know, these are the things that were coming through, and maybe he's the one that we can go talk to. But yeah, it's the bleed over. You just got to know where you're at and what's happening with all the different devices. I already see that your battery's dying. Do you want to swap it out now?
Yeah, it's on one bar.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and hit that stop button.
Alright,
cool.
Are the walls from the place, or
No, they are not. They're actually from a restaurant from the
Okay.
What restaurant is it?
Molly's? Is that right?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, we brought your dad here on this 50th. Yeah, I remember, but I don't remember the name.
I can't honestly. It's
It was
leaving
like
me now.
a stucco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another question that you can't. Probably nobody can answer. But you're right. Okay.
this space stuff, I kind of give my explanation of why I keep it.
Can you tell that it's historical time? I guess but are they on that same time schedule? I mean, that's I'm getting way
Yeah.
up.
No. You're just way ahead of the game. The last week's we're in a month ago. This guy, his son, it's a rare occurrence that you get. But his story is so relevant to his development, people need to know. So I continue with the experiment that we do there. I'm still getting trickles, but I also have to remember, come November, he's going to be good to go. He's going to start talking to us again. It's just, he's mourning him and his son during the month of October.
Okay.
You look up at the actions or the lack of actions and say, why
Yeah,
am I not getting
that
anything?
was
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So do this long enough, you start to see those patterns. All right, I'm going to
Oh,
start
I
following
got
up
the
with
name Thomas.
Oh, there you go. We got that here last night, too.
Oh, you did?
We did, and I know exactly why.
Why?
I'll tell you later.
Is that where you could actually, if there were a visible spirit, you'd be able to see it on there, or?
Yeah. That's what I guess this part, the red part's for the help desk. Or like orbs would be this one.
Before we leave, I'm going to show him a little bit of that video and see what he thinks of that.
Hold on, Mom, come here. I can't figure out, I guess it's still up. I can't figure out. Well, you see that thing? But then if I go over here and do it, there's nothing. But then, when I come back over
I
here,
think it's, but is it the walkway there? See?
I don't know.
It leads out.
Yeah, it's got to be there.
Join in. You got 2 words. Together, join in.
Okay. They were actually on the same screen?
Yeah.
I don't know which one's going in there. We're not getting, like, even the EMF readings are low tonight.
Much better. Requisite. Capital, what?
You choose.
The last place was the factory.
Yeah. This is your home. What room is
What was it? Liquid. Maybe it was a bathroom.
I don't think they would have had one in the 1700s. They would have had an outhouse.
Oh.
Kitchen?
What was your favorite food?
Anything wild going on with the word list? Anything else with that Thomas? You get the number 40 that's been heard several times. You don't know what it means. That's the fun part for me. I get to research it to see what's going on with it. But his numbers are still really low. Like he hasn't even reached like barely half of what we normally see here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of giving them another minute, and then I'll yank us to the back because we won't have a whole lot going on in this location.
Okay, since we have a minute, can I show you something? Zach, can you hold that?
I can hold it. I'm going to see it anyway. Oh. That is interesting. So you have Brave and Baby right next to each other.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
What do, you said pet friendly, people bring their dogs, do they have any reactions?
Most of the pets, the animals that I've seen come through are normal service animals, and they're pretty strict. But they can have an effect on what's going on.
Alright, so I'll just make it real quick. Laying on the couch, one of my cats keeps looking over my shoulder. It's late at night. And I'm not seeing anything. But I know there's, I get a bunch of orbs, so I pulled the video out. This isn't the first video when it was peeking around the corner. But I'm telling you, it followed. It followed the camera. This is in the den. So I would move the camera to see if it followed, and it did. And I put my hand down, and it came down and almost touched, but didn't. I never felt any change in the atmosphere or anything, but the cat watched it the whole time. And this goes on for probably 20 minutes.
So my issue with this, and the way I look at things like this, first off, it hasn't changed that exact shape, and it's outside the frame.
No, but it's custom. Yes, I could not get its. Okay, so it would come around, but it, so I went over here and it would follow, and this went on. It's like it almost, I'm telling you, it's so bizarre. This is almost got, this was a real thing. See, it looks like a cat's paw to me, but it could be anything, or what is it is the question. So I got some still shots. I couldn't see it with my
But it's
naked eye.
still the same shape to me.
Well, no, it is. It doesn't. It does. The shape doesn't change. It does get lighter towards the end. Some spots towards the end. Things like there.
I see where you're going. I mean, it's, honestly, I don't have an explanation.
Well, nor do I. But it's real. I experienced it. I don't show many people because frog trees.
But normally, when I'm investigating, we would call this some kind of anomaly coming in and out of your phone camera. If it's coming from outside the frame, to me, a lot of times I automatically like throw it out because I want something to develop while I can see it being developed, and then disappear the same exact way. Like I want all that.
Okay, it would not let me get. I tried to get a full shape.
How long ago was it?
This
It was more recent.
So I followed it, and it's in one of the videos. So it stayed right, in front of me, the whole time. And then it went up to pitch field, went up to the ceiling. I followed it. I've got all the videos. And then just like that, so fast. And I tried to get a still, and I couldn't even get a still of it moving because it was just so fast it was gone.
A lot of times we forgot what I do with that. I upload things up to YouTube, and I watch it with my phone. So I wish I actually have the video still uploaded to YouTube or after that video.
Well,
on YouTube.
I can do it.
Yeah, if you have a YouTube, if you're
Well, I mean, I went frame by frame.
You got more numbers? There we go. Did you hear anything at the same time, Terry?
And moon was on the,
I saw that. Yeah.
and I was looking for the moon, but I don't see it.
Yeah, because we're only at 2% tonight. It's going to be barely a thumbnail.
Okay.
I think we can wrap it up. Nick, Gabby, if you guys want to come on back. Anything else that you heard besides sky? Okay, the lake effect, the sky and moon showed up at the same time. Gabby, anything new?
Yeah, look to the sky, moon.
Nothing at all? Nothing that you know of? Okay.
I gave it to him, so.
Alright, let's go back to the corner where we started. I'll kind of just wrap this one up and just keep it on the end. If you ever want to send me that video,
I think I will, yeah.
like I said, I'll gladly go through it to see what I can find. Alright, 43.5, nothing to sneeze at. This is actually me excited, guys. I was like, from the numbers you gave me earlier, I wasn't sure we were going to get anything. So let me kind of give you a next, by the way, if you have a camera. So we're going to play with the new devices here. Holly, what were our words along the way? What did you get?
I got sad. Church, team, moat, brutal. I just got brutal.
handle that word list if you want, so you can handle this.
Okay.
So,
What do you want me to do here?
well, I want you to, first off, put those headphones on slowly. Wherever you point this microphone is where you get the most sound. This is the crazy, EVP recorder that we
Okay.
talked about earlier. I go to church. Yeah, college church. We start to get more religious terms the closer we get to the church. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, we got the word fire down here too. That's actually relevant here too in a vague way. Sometimes we don't always get a further explanation. For your baseline in here, Cameron is going to be an 8. This is where we have the lamp post near us. I give up to a 7. So again, with the cameras, we're going to be just like this the entire time we're here. Because again, I'm just here to stir things up, and we're going to bolt up around the corner to go over to the cemetery. But if anybody walks through here, just lower your cameras like what you guys have them right now. Have you guys been through like normal ghost tours down here? You guys have been here before, I'm sure then.
I think we're going to.
Yeah, most ghost tours come through here. I tried to take this out of my route, but this guy does follow me around a little bit. And it's because his story's probably been told for the past 50 years, and I'm the first guy to come around and actually where he can talk back. So that's kind of I gave him a code word to let me know that he's nearby. It's not a word you would commonly hear on the radio. He already knows what it is. I'm not telling you what it is until the end of the night, in case you guys discover it later. I don't want you looking for it and saying, oh, I just heard the code word. That's a stretch. I want you to let it happen naturally. But with cameras, make sure you're pointed outside the circle kind of mentality if you're going to do any recordings here. So welcome to Philadelphia Alley. For those of you that already heard the story, it's a different version because I'm going to give you extra terms because we're ghost hunting. You're not on the fluff and marshmallow ghost tours like everybody else. So let's go through it. This used to be called Dueler's Alley. Well, I guess I should explain the word fire and why I'm excited about that a little bit. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is me excited. When we get like a weird term, I'm like, oh, that's why that's relevant. We named this Philadelphia Alley because dueling was stupid and had to rename it. So they renamed it after a city that helped us financially out of a bunch of money from many fires, which is probably why you heard cash and money along the way here, and then I get the word fire. So again, not surprised by that. So take that for what it is. Moving on. The story here is often told, so let's just breeze through it. A doctor moves here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. I said his name slowly because if the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up for us while we're here, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it all the time. I'm just not surprised by it anymore. But anyway, Doc moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée. Does anybody remember what the fiancée's name was? The people that have heard this story? No? I figured you guys would shout it out right away. Her name was Amanda. So Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money. So basically, he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He moves here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her cash. On his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Sorry, I get a lot of teenagers. Sometimes I have to overkill an explanation because they don't know what a coachman is. But anyway, somebody's walking by this coach, and he recognizes it. And the person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. What are Ralph's initials?
All right.
All right. Where's the doctor from? Rhode Island. Sometimes we get different clues. We need to know who it belongs to. You guys see my point? Most of the time it belongs to Ralph, but we'll move forward. Ralph tells the doctor, hey, dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street. I got some friends there looking for a tenant. You can rent a room there. You'll be safe. Doc took him up on the offer, and the two gents became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's cash. He's making his own. Well, Amanda got wind of this, and she wrote him a letter from Rhode Island saying she was moving here so they could be married. And that's when Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. So, this is a two-part story, but we're going to pause for just a second. I handed Holly a voice recorder that can hear a frog fart from a mile away. I mean, that thing is ridiculous. It's pretty sensitive. So, and I'm not joking. She'll probably attest for it right now. So don't fart. She's going to know it. But at the same time, she's not. Normally, we would call this a live EVP session, listening for voices, right? That's what they do on the TV shows. But with the doc, we're not listening for his voice. We're listening for whistles. We get them pretty randomly. I would say we're getting about 3 to 4 a month now, and are normally quick little one note. And that's kind of me. I'll just mark it. That was me specifically. Just a few weeks ago, well, months at this point, we had a 2-tone whistle. Like first time I've ever had 2 notes. I was actually pretty damn excited. Sounds minuscule, but guys, when you find the little tiniest details, it's interesting. So let's get into part 2 of the story and make it bloody and gory, right? Because that's why we're here. Doc and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He's just got better seats. So on the way home, they're discussing the new actress that they just saw on the stage, and Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. They got pretty nasty between the two of them, and they go home, basically separating their ways. But the next morning, Ralph went to the newspaper and placed an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. You're a disgrace to society kind of shit. Doc saw the ad. He rebutted. Let's go to Jeweler's Alley. We're going to settle this. All this over an actress, by the way. Just pointing out how dumb shit was in the 1780s. Not that it wouldn't carry over from a bad Instagram post in today's world, but you see the point. Two gents come down here, back to back. Take the 10 paces away. They turn. Doc points his gun in the air. He shoots. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted the courage and bravery to show up, which is often what happens at a duel. So Ralph has his one bullet, and he shot the doctor. He didn't kill him. Where do you think he shot him? Okay, shoulder. Whatever guesses. Stomach.
His neck.
Shot him in the kneecap. That's a pretty nasty shot in the 1780s. Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he did die 10 days later. November 2nd of 1786. We're coming up on the anniversary date of the duel around the 24th, and of course the anniversary of his death. I'm going to point out two things about his death. He refused medical treatment. First off, let's put it in perspective. First off, it's 1786 when this happened. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then, and he probably just thought he had lead poisoning, and he was a doctor, so he probably just tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. How old do you think he was when he died? Another part of the age game. Next thinking, wheels are spinning. See it? 54. 55. He was 22 years old when that happened. Yeah, so he basically started his doctor apprenticeship when he was about 13, 14 years old at the time. So, again, very interesting when you start reading back on these people's histories. So, every ghost story tells you to listen for the whistles with your own ears. We have some cameras running, some voice recorders. If we're going to get a whistle, it's more than likely going to show up on those 4 devices. However, the spirit box recording that Sherry's using, I can't tell you how many times I get the whistling part of a song and then the word doctor immediately after. It happens all the time. Think of Guns N' Roses' Patience. How many other songs have whistling in it? I don't find it coincidental when I look at the timestamp and see that we were nearby this particular location. So take that for what it's worth. So, if you try this on your own, by the way, and you walk all the way through here, I know you guys are local, use your voice recorders from your phones. Just remember that every local knows the damn story. So, anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down this alley. It's just something we do here. This one, I can't drive past this alley. My wife makes fun of me every time. I'm like, I still gotta throw a whistle to show Doc we're here. So, any numbers that I need to know about? Let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part of the story. So, there used to be, going to go further back in history, by the way, and this one's very quick. There used to be a wall about halfway between us and Cumberland, and the reason why is because this is where they kept all the livestock for the city of Charleston. This used to be called Cow Alley. Cows, goats, and chickens are down here. The reason I'm telling you this is because they started building the alley down by Queen Street and worked their way up here, which means those bricks are older than the ones we're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there. Face up, you can see it. And I used to take my group down there for a history lesson. There, you know how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not staring at that brick in the afterlife. He probably grew up, had a family, and he's hanging out with them wherever they were. So, November 26, 2020, took my entire group down there. They all stopped, huddled around the brick, waiting for something to happen with all of the equipment that I handed out that night. I know nothing's going to happen. Kid's not there. And I'm trying to shoo him along because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the guy trying to eat his dinner. Yeah, he was not very happy with us. My 14-year-old daughter was on the tour that night with us. She thought it was hysterical when the owner came out, paused his dinner to come out and scream his head off at me. Like, Dad's getting yelled at right in front of me. She loved it. So we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, ever. The reason why is because I worked in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I'm not doing holidays. I don't even do Halloween. I take the day off. It's my favorite holiday. I have every right to. But moving forward, the next day was Black Friday, and I'm sold out. I told my partner that I had at the time, and I need to know what to do next. I obviously can't go down and piss that guy off again. So he's laughing when he picked up the phone because he probably already got the city complaint. And he said, you're not allowed to go down that far. It's residential. And figure it out. He hung up. Well, damn. So what happened was I got that group down there, and I down here, and I told them what was going on. And I said, I can't take you down there, but the next place I take you, I've never had any activity happen over there. We're going to go and test it out as a group and see what happens. Not to mention, I'm into vampires, not so much into pirates. Normally I would tell you a pirate story next, but we've been kicked out of there too. But if I tell you we're going to discuss pirates in Charleston, who are we talking about? Who do you think?
Steve.
No. What? Blackbeard. Most people say Blackbeard, right? Or even when you can say Steve if you know our history well enough. But somebody heard the name Anne coming out of a spirit box before we left. I didn't tell them we were going to go look for Anne Bonny, the famous female pirate. So I was like, oh damn, maybe we will get something. I took them around the corner, and somebody else heard the number 300. No idea what it means. Wrote it down. Researched it. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial, and I was actually quite pissed off about the whole ordeal. Let me explain why. All of my degrees are in English writing and research. Like, that's what I do. The problem for me with pirates is that the pirate stories weren't written until 100 years after the days of Blackbeard and Anne Bonny. So that way, that's 100 years of grapevine effect to make them heroes, right? That's why we all love them today, and we love our Jack Sparrow on Disney Channel. Speaking of which, thank you all when I asked the pirate question for not saying Jack Sparrow. I get that answered quite a bit. Yeah, it happens all the time. Who do you think we're going to talk about? Jack Sparrow, a real pirate. Let's go. But anyway, so when we do get over there, I mean, we've been kicked out of the space, but why am I telling you all this pirate stuff? We're going to be next door. Bleedover does occur. And Anne Bonny still haunts the place. Just because I don't go into that specific area doesn't mean that she won't come over and say hello. Again, it's called bleedover. It happens all the time. So we might get things from Doc. We might get things from the pirates and or the very short story I'm going to tell you next for the cemetery of why we're going over there. So again, things get weird all around this entire corner because there's a million stories. This is where things can go a little awry. Did you have something weird going on? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys just holding secrets? Got it.
I was telling about Anne Bonny.
And Anne Bonny used to be a big finale for me because everybody loved that story, and we were getting quite a bit out of that particular space. But again, it's a wash at this point because I did all this research, and now we can't even go over that anymore. I can only recognize when things start to come through again. I'll check the word list real quick, but no numbers. Have you heard? You haven't been listening. Have you heard?
Yeah.
I meant these two.
I'm sorry.
I know you're listening. You don't have a choice but to listen. Let's see. You probably that guy moving around already. Yeah, right. You have the letter H all by itself. That's weird. They don't always get the letters by themselves. So I guess at this point, does anybody else want to try what Holly's doing? This is the only place we use that recorder. No takers. It's usually all of you or none of you. And I will tell you that I don't spot check it. I listen to the whole thing because you never know where something's going to pop up. Oh, I'll tell a funny story while we're kind of waiting on something to actually happen. Did you hear anything weird by the way?
Just in the beginning, I heard it wasn't a whistle. It wasn't a siren. It was just a weird, random sound.
Okay.
Do you want us to walk around or?
No, we're not going to hang out here.
Oh,
We're
okay.
literally just stirring the pot for Doc to know that we're out tonight, and we're going to go up and around the corner.
Okay.
But a few weeks ago, I made a bad corny joke, and nobody laughed. But the girl listening, she was like, I just heard somebody laugh, like right on top of the mic in my ear. And I'm like, all right, who laughed? Like Nick, that was a bad joke. Nobody laughed. So we all laughed at that. But I go back to the recording, and it was the cheesiest, like, horror laugh you would ever hear. It was like a ha 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 ha. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, it was right on the mic. And you can hear it, like, it was real quiet, like we are now. And she was like, I just heard somebody laugh. It was so weird. It was almost like for the first time I had Doc's voice, even though it was just his voice.
Now you know your audience.
Yep. And he thinks I'm funny. My group that night apparently did not. But at the same time, we're getting more and more out of this location. But I don't think you guys know because when you guys showed up, we got started right away. I'm actually moving. I'm actually moving to Pittsburgh in the next couple of weeks. So these are like the last few tours I'm going to do here for these studies. So again, I'm doing this up there as well, but it's going to be seasonal, obviously because of the weather. So I'm going to have a whole new group up there. I'm definitely not going to have my 17 and 18, early 1800s ghosts out of Pittsburgh, so to speak. I don't know what their history looks like yet, but I doubt it's going to go back to 1744 and the things that we've been talking about tonight. So my partner in California, he's like can't get his mind wrapped around trying to talk to a ghost from the 1700s when he's dealing with a place where it's from the early 1900s, just because of the spaces that he deals with over there. So it's very interesting just to get people's perspective on things. So one last chance. Anybody want to hear what Holly's hearing? Tell me it's intense. Gabby, you want to take it? All right. So I'm going to take that from you.
So where have you seen the most activity, whether Charleston or anywhere else? What was the biggest?
So, when I look at things as full cases, I mean, the Pinckney Mansion is a great site for me, but that's very sporadic over 6 years. The Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, I was really surprised at what I found there. Again, it's a place of raised emotion, not good emotion, but it's still the crash site itself. And that was just, wasn't expecting anything. I just ran equipment while I went to the museum and paid my respects like everybody else. And then when I went back to the data, I wrote down everything I found and then did the research on the place. And I had like names of the passengers, names. Yeah, it was crazy. Like one spirit box gave me things like Iraqi, attack, co-pilot, and then the other one was like American, 3 grandmothers, and there was like 3 people coming back from visiting their grandmothers. Like I had to do the research. Like, okay, why am I hearing the phrase 3 grandmothers? But it was a lot of weird correlation, but separated. So weird. With the thermal, the one that Nick's using tonight, we actually had a man overlooking the site. Big old beer gut hat, just like I wear all the time. It was there 1 second, gone the next. Full blue from head to toe. Like no skin tone, just full blue. But it was the perfect shape. Like you can see it. Like almost like the wrinkles of his sweater kind of thing. Like you could see it. That was an odd occurrence. But yeah, the word listing in the spirit boxes, the way they worked while we were there, because I was running 2, was probably the most uncanny thing I've ever seen. So very weird. But again, I went in and I just had a side satchel with the gear running. And the thermal, I was wearing one of those jackets with the pockets right here, so like the camera was hanging out. I was just doing like a body cam. Nobody knew what the hell I was doing. So I don't like to go about like with the, hey, I'm here to do a ghost hunt. Just tell me the best stories. Like,
Well, is there one place that you want to go that you have not been?
I don't do like the bucket list locations. I know I told you guys that I did the St. Augustine place, the lighthouse, but that was they invited me for a PR stunt. That was another podcast thing. But I'm interested to see. There's a couple places in Pittsburgh, but they're unknown. I like the unknown. I want the discovery. I don't want the, okay, this is deemed haunted. Let's go there. It's kind of like the Pinckney Mansion site. Nobody goes there. That's my find. That's the discovery. I'd rather find that. So I'm hoping to find the same things in the Pittsburgh area. And when I design a tour and experience up there, it'll be downtown, but I'm going to be investigating a lot of places on the outskirts of it. I think this is actually way more welcome up there than it is here in the Holy City. I don't overly advertise this. And again, you guys have lived here, sounds like a long time, if not from here. And this is probably the first time you've ever heard of me, I'm guessing. So, again, I don't overly advertise because of where we are. Some people consider this sacrilegious. So I try not to rock the boat. I've been doing that tours for 6 years now. So, but when I get up there, I'm going to overmarket like crazy. I got some friends up there that are, they're paranormal investigators, not, they don't do paranormal events. They just go investigate. So they're going to give me some hot spots and some things to look at, learn from them, and they'll teach me a few things, and blah, blah, blah. That's how it works. But yeah, I don't want to go to the East State Penitentiary or Queen Mary. Like, I hate those listed locations. It's already deemed haunted. I want more. Like, let's do this. Anybody else on the voice recording? 21? Twice? Hand it over.
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard what?
The plane.
Oh, yeah. Probably heard the people talking on the plane.
So that's really nice.
I love it. It is a great eavesdropper, by the way. Yeah. And when my mother-in-law comes to visit, she uses it to point at the TV in case I have a house full of people. So that way she could just only hear the soundbar. It's hysterical because it's directional. So it only hears wherever it's pointed. That's the fun thing about it. So, how's your battery going on your camera there, Zach?
Just says low battery.
So all you have to do is hold it and shoot it. I'm sure you remember I used one of these old camcorders, right? Yeah, all you gotta do is point it. It's already recording. So anyway, here's his very quick, short story. He was a writer and sick through most of his life. And so being born in 1828, he can go fight in the Civil War. And do the math, 1828 to 1860s, I guess is the point. He goes out to the battlefield, and his comrades realized he was too sick to fight. They sent his ass home, knowing he was a writer, and said, go be the voice of the war. Go tell people what's happening out here. So he came home to Charleston. He started writing poetry about the battlefield. He became known as a laureate. Like, that's a pretty big title back then. He's doing pretty well for himself, writing poetry as well as a poet can do back in those days. And him and his wife Katie have a son. The son's name is Willie. He's born on Christmas Eve, but he died 9 months later in the month of October. This is the location you and I talked about earlier today. But with that, Henry's mourning because his son just died. And this goes on for years. So he's not writing anything for years. He has another writer friend in town named Paul Hamilton Hayne. He offers him his cottage in Columbia and says, go get back on track and leave Katie behind. And she's got her parents here to help her mourn. He goes out to the cottage. He wrote his last words he ever wrote ever. His last words were, beholder of brief mortality. Modern English, that means dear person with a short life. And then he coughed, and it landed on the page in a blood stain. He had tuberculosis. He died right there, age 38, pen in hand. Perfect way for a writer to go, but of course, there's more. When we got kicked out of the park, I had to remember where I first heard the story. The tour that we saw going over to the church, I take that guy's tour once a year. He's fantastic. I just love to listen to him talk. He's been doing this for like 30 years, and he's from here, so he knows his shit. But anyway, he tells the story here because Henry's entire collection is inside this building. And on Halloween only, they release what they call the Blood Book. And that's the one page that he coughed up on. And the reason why is because the blood stain he left, it looks like a man writing at his desk. Now, you have to be a member to be able to go see this blood book, but of course the internet is beautiful. So of course I'm going to show you what the blood stain looks like. So a couple of things. So for our people that are going to be blindfolded, that would be the two of you, they're obviously not going to be able to hear me, so they're going to need cues from you guys. So kind of be close to your loved one, because if they're too loud, because they can't hear things, I'll have you tap them on the shoulder. If, when we're done, at 10 minutes, I'm going to have you tap them on the leg. They take off their own blindfolds, you won't need to, but they'll take off their own headset and basically know that we're done, and I'll kind of wrap things up. Now, they'll know these cues once we get over there, because I always give them the heads up on things. Now, Zach's going to be able to hear me just fine, so there's no worry on that end. So where is our blood stain? There it is. So here is our bloody page, and here's the blood stain that he left behind. So one last thing. I always like to point out the handwriting. The handwriting's nice and tight at the top, but then you could see his very last words, beholder of brief mortality, and you can see how weak that is to cough, cough, death. So we started off with a nice, easy football player. We're ending on a bloody death. So it should be very interesting to see how this actually works out. So let's see what the hell happens and keep that camera rolling.
Okay.
Let's do it. Figure it out? No, it did not. Nope, it does not wrap all the way around your head. It's okay, only 1% of people actually do. Alright. So, hang on one sec. So while I set this up, I'm going to talk to the people listening to the spirit boxes. You are going to tell us everything you're hearing when you hear it. So do not forget to talk to us, because I will be asking questions. If your spirit box is not loud enough, I'll come around and crank it up for you. But at the same time, if you guys are too loud when you're saying your phrases back to us, your loved one you came with will tap you on the shoulder. I'm going to break my phone. They'll tap you on the shoulder for you guys to calm your asses down. We're going to look like a bunch of weirdos out here. We don't need to sound like it. So when we're done, they will tap you on the leg. That means you take off your own blindfold. Sherry, you'll take off your headset. And again, we will kind of take things from there. It's magical, everybody.
Wow.
That's when the wife texts me. That's her Harry Potter, whatever.
That's cute.
I'm guessing you've done VR before?
A couple times.
Kind of?
Yeah.
So this is not Jurassic Park eating your face off kind of stuff, just so you know. This is set up, and we've already got an image coming through. Cancel that so you can get it. And it's of a cemetery. You guys can kind of see how that actually works. So it's going to you're going to get an image every once in a while that shows up in front of an ambient galaxy that I set up in there, so you don't fall asleep, so you have something to look at. But those images show up right in front of it. It saves it to the device, obviously. All you're going to do is describe it. Like we just saw a cemetery. I don't know if you got a chance to saw it unless I turned the phone funny. But I mean, bring it up so everybody can see. But it looks like a zoomed-in cemetery, like somebody's like almost like rushing through it, kind of mentality. So you'll just say it looks like a cemetery. Simple as that. You're going to have two people talking over you. They don't know that they're talking over you. So try to keep it simple. Unless they're not saying anything, I'll ask you directly, and I'll use your name. Like, hey, Zach, give us more description. What time era is the cemetery from? Or what are the people wearing? You know, that kind of question. And you might not get any more images. It might be your only one of the night. We're going to see how our host feels about it. So at this point, Gabby, blindfold up, headphones on. Sherry, headphones on, and crank your spirit box all the way up or as loud as you want to, just so you can't hear us. And then, Zach, all you're going to have to do is look straight ahead. There's obviously virtual buttons in there, so if you see those buttons at the bottom, just pick your chin back up again.
Can you turn mine up just a little bit?
Yes, I can. Give me just a minute. You can if you want, but if you can help her find that volume up button, that would be great. It's like the third column, second row difference. Okay, she's doing stars. Perfect. If it's blurry in there, Zach, there's a focus right here. All right. It is 11:32. Yeah, Nick, you might as well stay there in case she gets loud.
Can't see.
Henry, I got
Suicide.
3 brand new people here tonight. We're going to be gentle because it's the month of October, but we're going to talk about October 1st.
Have
As far as the
door.
holiday that we have here in October, they do something specific
Drink.
with an object of yours
Give.
inside this building. Can you tell us what happens? What's inside the building that's yours?
Farm.
Farm. Henry, I brought my special light with me. Did you want to play the light game?
Magical.
Oh, I got light coming through trees.
Door.
Like sunlight coming through?
Like trees on the side and then a big white light at the end.
Okay. Henry,
More
what play?
than redneck.
That's actually the color I'm about to flash. I usually flash the color red.
Lies. Push it real good.
Henry, let's try a different color.
Stop.
No, we're not stopping yet. You tried that last night. Henry,
We don't care.
tell me what color is in front of me now.
Picture went away.
Okay, yeah, they only last about 15 to
Believe
20
it.
seconds. What was that phrase name?
Hi, Karen.
Or you will.
We buried those people.
Okay. Henry, back to the color. I'm going to leave it up for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to put it away. If you find the word in the
Sure.
frequencies, let me know. But Henry, who did you bury?
They paid off debt. Try.
Henry, who did they bury?
Thirsty.
You're right, I am thirsty. Henry,
One of us.
him and his son are buried right next to each other, just so you know.
Last night.
I got a picture. It's just a chair.
It's just a chair. How old is the chair?
Push it.
Let's go and just push it.
Documentary's very well done.
8436.
It's not an old chair.
Okay.
It's red. It's in a room.
Caution.
How old is this room?
Not old. It was hard.
We're Josh. My father does not.
Henry,
Awkward.
you want to talk about
Push
your
it.
Push, that damn song must be on a rotation right now.
Yeah.
Henry, let's talk about your father. We don't usually talk about him. Can you tell us what your father...
Wrong time.
What was his occupation? What did he do? He was a
Slam.
bookbinder, in case anybody was wondering.
We're
Henry,
going down,
let's talk about your father.
if we will.
We don't have to talk about Willie. We don't have to talk about your death or Halloween.
I am.
Let's talk about your father.
That's great.
Your father's occupation probably influenced
Number.
what you did for your occupation.
Everything as planned.
So what did your father do? What was his job? I'm just trying to stay cordial here, Henry. I know what month it is.
This meditation. There's a lot.
Best friend. Rock.
Henry, let's go back to a simpler question. Are you inside the building or outside the building?
We did. You.
Henry,
Finally smile.
are you inside or outside? I got the word deficit. Did she say something earlier about like paying things off? Or,
So she said they
Documentary.
paid off their debt.
Henry, you haven't given us an image in the blue box. Don't let Zach fall asleep in there.
Could have finally see.
Come back.
I keep coming back, Henry. I don't have
I
much
want to
to-
show you.
How much?
17.
Henry,
8.
His wife.
If your soul needs help,
we don't see a whole lot over here. We do and we don't.
stop.
We're not leaving. So that's actually pretty decent. Again, we don't normally see a whole lot over here.
30.
2.5. What's with the
7.5.
12.9?
Cool.
30.3. What the hell is happening?
I would really love.
Water.
We did get the word thirsty earlier. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
At the barn.
Oh,
Now if you-
I'm getting a guy
Stop.
The sun.
just running down.
Running?
Yeah.
It looks
yeah.
like a tunnel.
Incarceration.
Big blue envelope.
Bells. Lord.
I think she said big blue.
Oh, did she finally give us blue?
But we all.
Where's this guy running from?
It's
Standing
just,
in the
she's
way.
just straight ahead of me, just
People after
running
a wreck.
forwards.
Henry, we're going to switch colors.
More Christian music. More gospel music.
Henry, talk
When you
about,
get it.
talk about this color.
More gospel music.
Act like they were.
Henry, we're running out of time fast. We're late. All that damn running.
But
Henry, color in front of me. 5, 4,
Ed.
3, 2.
'Will survive.
25. Henry, I asked about your father. I asked if you were inside or outside. I asked about who was buried where, or who buried who. I asked a lot
I
of
saw a
questions.
mirror.
I usually give the last 2 to 3 minutes to let them answer anything I've asked, just to kind of give them an
Celebration.
It's manuscript.
opportunity. Manuscript.
April 18th and 19th.
Cash.
How to.
Henry, what about the manuscript? What's on it?
Punk.
You don't like that question? Henry, what's on this manuscript? What's on the page? Belongs to you. You put it there. You could show us. You've done that before.
Logistical.
Henry? Come on, you were just starting to do well. Now all of a sudden it calmed down.
Medical provided.
Henry, what's on the page? Gosh, Henry's been quiet a minute.
Yes, yes.
Friend. I.
Terror is the word I got. Inches, then terror. Henry,
9K. Fragments.
Give him another minute. Henry, last
Forget
chance.
this.
Well, I guess we know what.
My
Hello?
room.
Henry, what was on the page? What is on the page?
More
One final
church
task.
music.
One final task. I missed what she said, Nick. What was it?
Church music.
Okay. I like the one final task. That's Henry. Do you want us to leave?
Don't worry, we're
Use your code word to let us know you want us to leave. It's home, in case anybody was wondering.
enjoyed my time.
Henry, we don't have many of these sessions left. How do you feel?
Temporary fixes.
I got
Bunker.
a picture of a black dog with red eyes.
Friend.
Henry, how do you feel about me leaving this city?
Wait a lot.
It's like an older dog that's got white.
In the new things that I find.
But yeah, just
Kissing through the smoke.
dark red.
Just have the word burning.
Yeah, that's
After
what
the fact.
Henry, we're going to wrap this up. Can you tell us good night?
The Holy Spirit. A torch.
On fire.
Or
Henry,
church music.
Yeah, the background of the dog was kind of like dusty, like.
well,
December 31st.
oh, still had December. I'll still take it for the birthday.
Lost.
Kind of a stretch.
Heard laughing.
All right, Henry, going once.